Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to part two. We are reviewing dividend growth stock companies that have a dividend yield that pay you over 2%. They have a quick ratio over 1. Sales growth over the last 5 years is positive, showing resiliency through the COVID. Gross margins are over 25%, which is great. The stock is below the 20 and the 50 SMA, but however is holding above the 200 SMA. I am creating this video shortly after the latest turmoil in the markets where we've seen some major downplay, some major capitulation. And the float is under 100 million. So we're going to see volatility up and down. We're looking for some true gems, maybe some deep patterns, and also some growth and maybe diversification outside the US. So we've got four more stocks to look at. We've already looked at 3 or 4. Let's jump on in. This one is an animal health corporation. Looks like they are a drug manufacturer for animal health. Decent. You can see it's been beat up. Okay, so this is great because we're actually seeing a pattern. Let me pull it up. Oh, beautiful. I've charted this one before. Okay. It looks like we have buy and sell. So we have a top, a top, a top, a top. And then we also have our buy sell. So this would have been a buy, this would have been a buy, this would have been a buy. Or buy, sell. No, the green, I'm just gonna remove. We're just gonna start with a fresh slate on this one because I don't remember what the heck my thoughts were when I created this. So looking at where we're at today, we've seen major downtrends in the markets. However, this is a bull flag on the monthly, which is huge, and is basically going to look like this. Okay, so we've got our flag here. This flag is going to be super thick, and it's going to be purple. And we've got our flag pull here, which we'll make it purple as well and thick. Okay. So basically, you've got your flag pull and your flag. If the stock breaks down below the flag, that means the bull flag on the monthly was not as true as we thought. Let's go ahead and look at our Fibonacci's here because in a market of chaos, this thing is holding up extremely well. Extremely beautiful support here. This just goes to show you that we have some trust and some validation here that this Fibonacci arc pattern sequence is a pretty good indicator here. Great support falls through. 10 out of 10 support breaks up. 10 out of 10 support. 10 out of 10 resistance. 10 out of 10 test of resistance here. Then look at all this beautiful supports. Falls through, acts as resistance. Now, I think we are going to see this thing expand. If the stock holds above $21.50 going into April, I'm recording this at the end of March. So what do we got? This is beautiful. Oh, the trailing 12 months is already showing us that they're exceeding what they're doing. So that's a great indicator. This is not good. Earnings per share are going down. This is fine. However, we have to look at this. Shares outstanding is 20 million. We're seeing 40 here. So there is some high demand. Institutions on 51%. I'm going to say that is false. I'm going to say they own a lot more because 20 million shares are missing here compared to what we're seeing right now. It is overvalued in the future. However, currently today it's overvalued. In the future, it is undervalued. So this is a very interesting dynamic situation we're in. It's not recommended. It is overvalued like we're seeing here. But I think institutions are snapping this one up. Institutions on 51%. I'm going to say they own more. 128%. I don't even see that reflected here. I mean, it's at all-time highs if we're going all the way back to pre-pandemic. Is there a major short on it? No. Wow, who's loading this? 100,000 shares there, 100,000 shares there, 1,000,000 shares. I mean, wow, that's pretty crazy. So this thing's getting snapped up. Although it's not the best price, it is still holding on. Look at this downtrend coming. The stock is still holding its value here. So I would like to see maybe a capitulation candle down to $17 back to the midline. However, this thing is just it's doing very, very well. I think there's a high possibility we go down to the 18s. The stock has broken above the 50 SMA on the monthly historically. The last time it broke up, it went from 16 to 52. Then it was on a multi-year downtrend, 6 years, and now we're up again. So this is a sleeper of a stock. Let it go down to 19, 18, 19, 17 to 19. Let it go down. Wow, I like this. We're gonna put this on alert for 18. Price gets below $19. We'll do 18.50. Save, don't proceed. Okay. That's fantastic. I don't like this. Revenues are growing, earnings per share is not. The dividend, if they could, how long have they been paying the dividend? Forever. Going back to 2014. So good for them, they're consistent. However, they need to improve because their earnings per share are going down. But the shares float are drastically lower. So this is just a sleeper. This is beautiful. I would love to get into this. I would even consider buying some now. So this is great. This is just great. We've got BFI selling a lot. We've got Core Thomas C spending 200 grand. I like this a freaking lot. So put this up there with some of the best liked ones in the last video. So PHC, good on you. Moving on to Solaris Energy. Let's look at the bigger picture here, see what's going on. Okay, so this thing had a huge candle end of 2024. What happened? End of 2024, just good earnings. Offering, I don't. Oh, they purchased mobile energy rental. Okay, this is decent. This is interesting. So this looks like mobile device companies that unload, store, and deliver propane to oil and natural gas well sites. Mobile last mile management. Interesting concept. CEO was buying. I love that. It's $230,000. That's a good amount. That's a great amount. Okay. Undervalued in the future, currently overvalued. Good dividend. Gross margins 25. Again, they had more shares to the pool, making it less valuable. A lot of shorting going on here. Let's check this one out. Let's see what we got going on here. Pretty standard. This candle came down, said hello, I know you exist, and then went up. Like it just perfectly resistance, support, resistance, support confirmed, up to the next area of resistance, breaks through, comes back down. So, just trying to get a gauge here. Probably like right there would be good. or even that's perfect. Okay. We want to see this thing come down a little bit more. I mean, it went from $8 to 39 pretty fast. They are profitable. They do some decent sales. The shares float are very low, so this is justified. The market cap is also boosting this stock. It's very hot. Again, very hot. Money flow is very hot. Um, do we see a greater reversal here? Let's just take a peek. SEI. Do we see a greater reversal? Great here. They do have some debt. They're paying it down. I would love to see them put the dividend towards their business, honestly, because they're growing. Like the stock did extremely well. Okay, so old data shows institutions own 92%. New data shows probably higher, 106%. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. 2 million, 2 million, 3 million. That's crazy. This is all 2025. BlackRock has 5 shares. Congrats. Wow. All this is 2025 right here. Some decrease in position, but look at these increases. Wow. Insane, insane, insane. 21. I mean, this I would watch $21. If it holds and stays above $21, this thing could run. It's a very low float stock. So honestly, watch the 21. We could get the 19 again. I would like to see it come down and get back into this channel, just confirm and then move up. We have left side of the cup, right side of the cup, the handle. Come on down to like 16 area. That would be the best situation. I'm going to set an alert for $16. Price below 16. Okay, let's move on to the next one. It's an interesting company. It would just need it to cool down, in my opinion. So we'll see. Snap-on Tools. This again is S&P 500. Yeah. So great dividend, very decently priced as of today. It looks, I mean, $91 to $250, consolidates up to $280, consolidates, goes up to $370. Does this thing ever go down? You tell me. Actually, looks like it's gonna come down. So, it looks like it is definitely coming down. This is just beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. All this is just beautiful, honestly. So let's just look for a price target. I think it was Snap, SNAP, SNA. Okay. Charted this one before. Would love to see it come down to 228. It has to. Would love to see it get back in this channel, honestly. This channel right here. So this thing's just been very, very hot. Let's just see what we've got going on. Yeah, like come back down to 260, then come back down to 230s. Is he ever gonna get, where was the Plandem? Not the Plandem, the Clovid. Clovid was here, it was at 90, then tripled almost. So yeah, we need this one to chill. I'm not saying it's overvalued. It's not overvalued. Whoops. It's not overvalued. It's decently valued. It's in the S&P 500. So, and it's also doing very well with all this turmoil we have in the economy. So, I like it. I would just like it to come down, but that's me being selfish. So, I'll let you guys decide on this one. This one had multiple years of consolidation. Everybody who's held was like, screw this, I'm getting out. And then bam, and then bam, and then bam. So people who got kicked out in 2020 are probably very upset at themselves because they probably held for years on years. So anyway, I digress. This one's just a big hold for me. Let's put a target here for, Yeah, the Great Financial Crisis. Yeah, so we'll probably get down, I would say under, let's do target under 180. Probably won't see those prices until 2030s, which is fine. Save, close. All right. That was fantastic. All right, this is our last one, I promise. Willy Food Distribution Israel. Gosh, 2016 went from $3 to 24, back down to $8. Now we're at 15. So it's kind of, this looks like an Elliott wave. Wow, this thing goes back. So a lot of good support at $8, and then it just got there. This stock is undervalued. They do pay a high dividend. This is not good. This is okay. Revenue is decreasing. We don't have 2024 data. Again, this is a foreign thing because the data they're not, it's not that they're not held to the standards. It just FinViz doesn't pick up the data. Very low float stock. Very, very, very volatile. Oh my gosh. Just looking at this number, this is like a $5 stock. Just looking here and here with no debt and the cash. Actually, the cash on, okay, the cash, how much they got? 60 mil. 60 mil on top is going to be 210. It's like a $7 stock, around a $7 stock. But it pays 5% dividends, so damn, we missed our entry. Let's see if I've charted this one before. WILC. I have, okay. It came down to where I had charted this. All right, we want to see this come back to 14, around the $14 area. Tomorrow is going to be the 31st, the last trading day of the month. If the stock goes and climbs above 1680, this is probably heading higher because it makes a nice bull flag. We'll likely see a lot of ping-ponging in the next few months, but we want to see probably another tap of the $14 level. Man, this thing just went sideways and then really took off during the euphoria of the COVID. So just crazy, crazy, freaking crazy. Went from 3 all the way up to 12, back down to 8, and then ripped up to 25. Insane, insane, insane. Okay, that was just like the ticker symbol APPS Digital Turbine. Started around $1, got to 10, went all the way back down to 4, then ripped up to 100. So this one's really hot. I think we just let this chill, get back down to 14. Again, a lot of this data, the EPS for this year, next year, etc., you're gonna have to look up yourself because it is a 10Q. I usually go off the charts. The charts will tell everything you need to know. For myself, I think $7 is a really good price for this. However, if we could come back down to this level, that would be like a very reaffirming guide, honestly. So what that looks like, we've got a nice tap there. Let's do some cycles. See, there's a cycle pattern here. There. Okay, so here. We got a nice dip here. So over here, we want to look at possibly under $9. $9 will probably get there 2030. That's fine if this company's still kicking, if they don't get bought out, etc. Cool. All right. That's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. I do appreciate your viewership, and I hope you have a fantastic day.